was born twice. I'll tell you about that in a moment. First, a question. Would you like to be unfuckwithable? I mean, do you like having more freedom, peace of mind, and strength? If you do, then you're gonna love this. It's called Radical Mindfulness, and it's a stairway to heaven on earth, and it's about becoming an unfuckwithable, liberated, sovereign, deliberate creator being. Give me 9 minutes and I'll show you how to awaken the God within you, and I'm not joking. This image here is a tanka. The original is about 2,000 years old or more. It shows us the progressive stages of the 9 levels of mental stability and clarity. We achieve these through the practice of radical mindfulness. Now, I'll let you in on a big secret before we go on. Most people have no idea that what I'm about to show you even exists. Let's start at the very beginning, will we? Here, from bottom to top, we see what the mindfulness journey looks like. The stairway to heaven on earth. Imagine now that the person here is yourself. As you can see here, you start the journey holding 2 things in your hand. One is the lasso of mindfulness, and the other is the hook of awareness, also called the hook of introspection. The elephant is a symbol for the mind. At the beginning, the elephant is dark. The darkness of the elephant symbolizes the dullness of the mind. Here, the elephant is being led by the monkey of distractions, also known as the monkey of thoughts. The darkness of the monkey represents the agitation of thoughts. We all talk to ourselves inside our head. That is called self-talk. It's called the voice in your head, and that's what I'm talking about. Now let's talk about awareness and mindfulness. Awareness and mindfulness enables you to notice when, how, and why the elephant is wandering, to notice how the monkey's distractions work, how our thoughts work to distract us. Awareness and mindfulness thus heals and settles the mind. Now, do you see these flames here? They represent the effort you'll need to sustain your awareness, introspection, and mindfulness. Now, as we move through this journey, you will notice other symbols. They represent the distractions that capture the monkey's attention. We distract ourselves with lots of different things. We then make up a never-ending thought stream about them. But at the most basic level, these distractions are all about the 5 senses. This cloth stands for the sense of touch. The fruit stands for the sense of taste. The conch stands for the sense of smell. This symbol stands for sound. And this mirror here stands for sight. At the beginning, you're at level 1. Your mental stability and clarity isn't there yet. But the good news is that you have a desire, an intent to heal your mind of distractions, to become free from the incessant tyranny of the voice in your head. And so by studying how to be mindful, you begin to understand how to settle the mind. As a beginner, you will need to spend some conscious effort on this, effort to remember how to be mindful, aware, introspective. Notice how at the beginning the monkey leads the way, the elephant follows it. You remain behind chasing them. They aren't even looking at you. You're not the boss, they are. You face initial frustration because your mind moves against your efforts, moves against you with the strength of a raging river. You feel as if you're losing the battle to be mindful. But worry not, that's normal. Almost everyone on earth suffers from this problem. Their mind is not under their control. Their mind is habituated to react to life in an out of control way and to keep repeating past thoughts and so on. So don't lose heart. The beginning is always a bit difficult, but you will pass this initial stage with continued practice. Soon, you'll find yourself at level 2. Here, your perseverance at the practice gives you more power to be aware, introspective, and mindful. At this stage, you will start having automatic insights into your inner being. You will start to know yourself in ways you hadn't ever known yourself before. And this gives you confidence and certainty. Confidence about the nature of your path and the fruitful effectiveness of the work that you're doing. You'll begin to be pleased with your progress. It will still need conscious effort to stay aware and mindful, but you will now have confidence and a desire to progress, to go even deeper once you experience some results. Your mind will still move against your efforts with the strength of a raging river, because that is its habit, its conditioning and programming. Since you are a child, that's what it's been taught to do, but that's okay. This too will soon get easier for you. After you achieve these first 2 stages, the mind clears somewhat. You know, its innate natural clarity and stability starts to become available to you. As you can see, the elephant's dullness starts to fade away, leaving mental clarity and stability in its place. Next comes level 3. Here your mind has started to resettle. It's easier to be mindful, to catch distractions, to have insights through introspection, self-awareness. This is the stage when you start to recognize how distraction works for you. You gain the power of natural mindfulness, but on the 3rd to the 7th levels, you will still face interference from mental dullness and agitation, and you will have to put conscious effort to recognize these when they happen. At this stage, you will also notice that you still have lots of thoughts flowing strong through your mind, like a river running through a narrow gorge, but it will be somewhat calmer than before. At this level, we also notice that the elephant has a rabbit sitting on top of it. The rabbit represents subtle and gross mental dullness. This is something you begin to recognize once you reach this stage. Your awareness will have grown enough to detect differences in awareness, the differences between different kinds of mental dullness. Notice also that for the first time, the monkey, elephant, and rabbit are starting to look at you. This means that the tide is changing, that sometimes your mind isn't completely under the control of the distractions. You are now beginning to achieve a level of mastery. Congratulations. Soon, you find yourself at level 4. Your mental stability starts to completely settle. Your thought movements will subside. There is still the flow of many thoughts, but it's still like a river running through a narrow gorge. You find joy in the fact that the river has somewhat settled. It is no longer raging wild. And before you know it, with your continued practice, you find yourself at level 5. Your mental stability is now tamed. You have mastered concentration. You experience the benefits of a trained mind. Your powers of introspection grow. You are now able to see through your situations and conditions. You gain insights and knowledge that liberates you. Your mind settles further. Thought movement is like a calm river. And for the first time, the elephant, monkey, and rabbit are following you, meaning they're beginning to follow the pure will of your true self. They're beginning to focus on what you choose instead of being blown around by distractions and societal conditioning. Level 6 follows thereafter. With your continued practice, your mind is now starting to become pacified. You experience clear recognition of the hindrances to your inner peace. The things that disturbed your peace of mind before can no longer hide. They can't hide behind any illusions or false beliefs. Your stability deepens. Even subtle thoughts subside. The rabbit is now gone, and you can now focus as long as you wish on anything that you choose. Your mind is now yours, and it's like a calm ocean. And then one day, boom, you find yourself at level 7. Your mind is completely pacified. It has eliminated all the disturbances to your peace and clarity. You experience a new power, a new energy that eliminates even the most persistent obstacles. Subtle distractions still arise, but you let them go with minimal efforts the moment they arise. This then leads you to level 8, where your mental stability is even finer, so fine that it becomes one-pointed. You can focus your mind like a laser beam for as long as you like on anything without mental distractions, or you can leave it empty for as long as you like in total tranquility and peace without distractions. No matter what is happening outside, nothing touches your inner peace. With little need for effort, your mind is undisturbed and stable like a mountain. The elephant has now exhausted its dullness and it is free of distractions. The mind is unobstructed. We also see that the flames have disappeared. At this stage, you would no longer need to put much effort into introspection and mindfulness. It would all become effortless. The mind settles at peace, which is its natural state, like that of a baby, but with wisdom and maturity this time. You would have become like a child with wisdom, and you would have found the kingdom within, heaven on earth. And then you find yourself at level 9. Here you experience an even higher level of mental stability, total balance, a spontaneous and effortless resting of the mind. You become familiar with your settled mind. It remains settled without any need for effort or discipline. Your mind has become free and at peace. It sustains this freedom and peace absolutely and effortlessly, with no need for any effort at all. Peace of mind is undisturbed and as stable as a mountain. True, pure, and lasting peace of mind, a peace of mind that surpasses all understanding. You become unfuckwithable. You ride the elephant of the trained mind. You have a mind and body mastery, an indescribable lightness of pure being. You see through the delusions of the mind. You realize the absolute wisdom of freedom from the conceptual constructs of society. The illusions and fears of the world no longer touch you. You are in this world but not of it. An enlightened, liberated, sovereign, deliberate creator being. This is the peace of mind and liberation that the Buddha spoke of. I would also suggest to you that this is the same thing that Jesus, Krishna, and many others have spoken of. It is not based on theories or on escapism or on things that happen after death. Instead, it is the unveiling of your innate being, your inherent nature that is covered up by layers of lifetimes of conditioning, by programming of your mind. A false self that covers up the true self. The false self must die so that the true self arises. This is the legend of the phoenix, the death and the rebirth, resurrection. You now have a clear mind and heart that follows the pure intent of your true self. Your powers to deliberately create your reality are infinitely boosted. Your false small self no longer gets in the way. Its fears, doubts, and negative or limiting conditioning are gone. You become a master at manifesting your reality. You experience being one with the universe with perfect synchronicity. Yes, mindfulness and meditation do give you health benefits, such as stress reduction. But I hope you can now see that there are a technology that is far, far more powerful than that. By practicing radical mindfulness 24/7, over time, you find freedom from your small self, and you discover the richness of the kingdom within you as your true self. Like I said at the start, I was born twice. The first time was on March 6, 1975 in Nakuru, Kenya. And the second time was when mindfulness started unraveling my false self. It began revealing my true self. Who we actually are began long before we were born into our present incarnation. And who we actually are remains always much, much more than the mental images we form while growing up. Notice also that this whole thing has nothing to do with being a so-called good person or a bad person. It's not about judgment or morality or values and virtues. If anything, these things are detrimental to the process. Judging yourself in any way will create roadblocks. Your best approach is to practice unconditional self-acceptance and self-compassion, which is the same thing as saying love yourself unconditionally even when you fail to do so. Radical mindfulness is my favorite practice in the whole world. It has made my life indescribably better. More than any other practice, this is the most powerful one ever. I hope you now have the flames of passion to get into it deeply and make it a lifestyle. And by lifestyle, I don't mean setting aside 20 minutes a day to close your eyes and be mindful. No, I mean living mindfully. You can be mindful even as you work, as you shop, as you have a beer or smoke a cigarette, or even as you call someone a motherfucker. Mindfulness is designed to be incorporated into everything, and that's when it shines through, when it becomes a part of your lifestyle.
Alright, if you like that, here are 7 more things for you. Number 1, download the free Awaken Your Avatar report. Number 2, take free trials of our self and world mastery courses. 3, download the free A Happy Pocket Full of Money illustrated book. 4, help me make more videos faster by supporting me on Patreon, and I'll reward you with some very, very cool perks. 5, subscribe, comment, and share this video. 6, get our cool merchandise like t-shirts, hats, mugs, and book recommendations. 7, help translate these videos' captions if you can. Thank you very much, and see you later.